It's RV inspection day. We are in Dover, Florida. We have just finished the Florida Super Show. It's the last day. It's Sunday, and we're heading to go inspect a 2014 Fleetwood Discovery 40G. What are we going to find? Your guess is as good as ours. So we'll see you there.
All right, here we go. Whoa, 2013. That doesn't look good, but it was December 2013, so it's a 2014 G model. I double checked the serial number, so we're good. This is what I do when I walk in, new tires. So I try to see how the maintenance. Okay, well, here's another statement though. We were here a couple of days ago because of fluid sample. We were at the Tampa show, so we were ahead on the fluid sample, so I don't need to pull them up today. The thing is, we already saw a couple of things. So engine-wise, compartment-wise, let me try to do this one if the turd's still there.
I think you wiped it off, didn't you?
I don't think so. I mean, talk about maintenance. Is that cat turd or... So look at the dirt here. See, these are the kind of things that I look at. So I'm thinking, okay, this has not been maintained. Yeah, some people will be bitching, well, you see things that we would have seen anyway. All right, that's my judgment. This is 2014. It can be old, but it could be maintained. So already we have an idea of what we're looking at, where we're going. I'll go quickly, briefly, what it looks like, just to have an idea. Wow, this is actually clean. So they never opened this. They probably never used it. I'm kidding. They probably did, but so as you may have heard or seen me before, that's the first thing I'm going to do. See, you've got to maintain stuff. This is nothing, but you can see it's been used. I mean, there's normal dent stuff, but see, for me, the inside of the door is a big teller of what it's going to look like if it's been maintained. When I know it's not been maintained, I look differently. Well, I can see that EGR, the new DEF system, has been changed. So there you go, Ted. You're going to have a brand new recycling thing, so that's kind of cool. This is nice. Oh yeah, it had that triple hitch. So for the people who want to have those hitch with those double wheel that follow the rig, well, if that's one of your thing, you'll have this. Just saying, I have the bee's nest right here into the water heater. So those are the little details that I try to find, look at. Sealant's good. Let's go on the other side quickly. Slide out topper looks kind of all right. And you got to keep in mind when we do this, I think 2014, there's a limit of what I look at. See, I'm going to be concerned about the roof just because I see the sealant, how it is. So that's decent. That's nice looking. Engine and battery compartment will tell a lot. Oh, lithium on there. So, okay. So it is decent. Somebody dumped one of the best battery battle burners all over the place. Whoa, no, he did good. So this guy who owns this was probably technical, knows about little things here and there. Here was when I did the fluid sample. And I know you might not know, but I wiped this. So this is the kind of things where I see this is dirty, and when we were here, that's what I was looking at. But the radiator was red and stuff, but it just wasn't really clean and maintained. So that's my 2 cents on this so far. And now that it's so close to the gate, I might have to start it and push it. But 380 Cummins. And now what we're going to do, we're going to go and see what Lowell sees inside at first glance.
Okay, so at first glance, just walking in, you know, I noticed that it's already a little bit dirty here as you enter, but it's a 2014. So everybody just needs to keep in mind that a little tender loving care, a little elbow grease is going to wash things. You know, same with the front of the refrigerator. I can already see that there's some marks that may not even come off. You're going to have to do some elbow grease there. I'm going to obviously go through all of the water systems, looking for leaks. I'm going to go through all of the furniture, looking for any tears, any of the valances that are maybe loose, falling off, checking the toilets, the showers. It's a little dark in here. We have a bunk area, so this is really cool. So I will be tripping coming into the bedroom. That wasn't good. I almost fell onto the bed there. I will be checking all of the showers, the toilets, looking for any seals that may be missing, some silicone, any rips and tears. So just at a first glance, this is what I have seen, which is really quick, right? So that's just a little walkthrough, but there's a lot to be done today, and we're going to update you at lunchtime.
Okay, so for those who are used to it, here's lunchtime recap. I was thinking about that. We'll set you up. So you go shopping like those people and you find your camper like those people. You sit in it for 2-3 hours and you look at it and see how excited and, oh wow, I love this. And so that's you right there. And that's our customer right here. You do not look at what's going on inside or if it's working or not. You actually say, oh, this is cool. I love this. I want it. Pierre, go inspect it. We're done. Even then, they're probably going to say, it's brand new. Why would it go wrong? It's not a car, people. So let's go back to our sheep here. So this gray sheep has a problem. The minute I step, there's already a couple of problems that I found, but this one for me is kind of major. It's not structural, so don't get all excited, but it's electrical. So I'm going to show you here at my pedestal, and I'm going to put this on volt, and inside I have a reading of 114. Okay, so we need at least 120, 119. So let's see what this is. Hold on, let me just connect it right. This is 120.3. Okay, this is the right leg. This is the left leg. Okay, that's 119. Get a good connection here. 120.2. Okay, so they're about the same thing. So I'm going to shut this off. So now you're following me. This is one thing that I have to do. Boom. Normally you don't do this. You typically have a breaker, you shut it off. So you go back to your camper. Now my box is transferring, but this morning when I put this on, I can hear the rumble coming out of this. This was bad. And inside I ended up with about 114 volts on the system. So I know there has to be a problem with this. I can't say there's a problem. It's not, I'm not the technician, I'm the inspector on this. So I'm just saying that, listen to the sound that I recorded this morning, and I would have somebody look at this box. Lowell has problem going backwards, I don't know why. That's another thing that I thought here. From the roof, I can see that somebody's been probably thinking of trading the unit in. So I'm going to put a little bit of caulking here. I'm going to put a little bit of paint here. Okay, the thing is about the paint, it'll be obvious. You spray paint. They don't do that at the shop, but it's also giving me a good idea of, wow, that's a nice tank for a almost 10-year-old unit. Well, yeah, it's been repainted. Look at the overspray. So somebody's trying to hide something, but you don't have to go far. Look at this. So as you know, you've seen campers before. You have a box here that protect this from the element. I can't state nothing. I'm not going to say nothing. This doesn't state there. No big deal. But you can buy another one, and that'll give you the propane that's in the system. But that was like this. Why was this taken off? Why was this over sprayed with paint? I don't know. There must have been a problem here. And now the vent is actually sideways, which should at least be downwards. This tank, by the way, is a 2013, so normally you'll have it recertified. I think it's 10 years, even on those ASME. So, oh, that's the thing. So come up here. So look at this. So this has been painted. So there's a lot of rust that I can see when I look inside and I look at those corners and I look at the other bay door. That's a choice. Listen, it's not a new one. And that's what some people are going to say. Well, Jesus Christ, get over it. It's not a new unit. Yeah, well, this is what we see. This is what we find. This is what we report. I went on the roof. There's a lot of sealant needed on the roof. Typical 2014. So front seam, back seam. So I logged this all out and it's going to be in their report. So let's go see what Lowell had inside. I'll see you in a bit.
So as Pierre was saying, it is lunchtime, and the first thing I'm going to show you is right here. So we have cracked tiles here on the floor. And behind you, honey, the glass is missing in this cabinet over here. Now, we do have the glass piece, but also the hinge inside that should be like this is broken and it is dangling. So it's definitely something that needs to be fixed. Is it major? No, but at the same time, you still want it to be working. Then when we're coming into here, all of these doors either leading into or out of the bunk room do not attach. Now this one has the attachment, but it's not attached. But this one over here, it doesn't have any attachment at all whatsoever, and it also is broken here. This is supposed to latch and hold these doors from flinging around while you're driving, and well, as you can see, it's not latching at all whatsoever. Now, there's a lot of wear and tear on all of the cupboards and the doors, and they know it's a 2014, so maybe they're going to paint them, I don't know, but they told me they weren't too worried about that. So then I came in here to do a load of wash, and when I came into the washing machine, as you can see, they look brand new. And when you come into a used unit or a new unit, you look at them, you say, wow, they look great. I don't think anybody's ever used them. And then I opened up the door and I saw all this moisture, but not only that, freestanding water. So I tried to do a test load. I did 3 different types of loads. Nothing, the door lock wouldn't go. Every time the lights just flash, flash, flash. I tried to do the drain and spin. There was nothing that was going to work on this thing. So that definitely needs to be fixed. Dryer works. Coming into the closet, I just want you to notice this. This is broken. So this has been, I can wiggle it. You can see that. This has been pushed back. This cannot latch because it's pushed in, and it's also broken at the top in here. So that door is not properly fit. The other thing that we found is when we had the heat vents this morning, I'm trying to find the heat vents in the bedroom. It is underneath here. Now we're not gonna be able to show you, but really deep under here, maybe I can show you. This is covered. Can you see this rug lifting? The rug needs to be cut. It's covering the heat vent, not allowing the heat to come through. So far, that's what I have found. It's lunchtime. We're gonna have lunch, and I'll see you at the end of the day. But in the meantime, please hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and if you don't know what to comment, put C4BO. It means comment for Blue Ox.
So here we have, like everybody does, everybody use the electric when you have a propane item. By the way, don't be surprised if you try to find Atwood product and you can't find it. It's actually Dometic. They bought them a while back. So most of the people use electric and always forget to check it if it works on propane. Well, I tried it a long part of the day on propane, which would be way longer than if you come and visit your unit and you think you're having a PDI. That ain't happening. So this probably ran for an hour or 2. So what happened is that people don't try it. You don't let it perform with the propane. And then all of a sudden, there might be an air gap that you need to adjust. If you're not familiar with this, just bring it to service. But propane on this one ran for about 2 hours without stopping. So there is an issue. So that's a big issue that has to be brought up if they want to run on propane one day, but they don't need to because the electric works perfectly fine. So let's go on the other side. The leveling system when we came in wasn't level, so I don't know who set that up. On these you got to dump the air, then set the leveling system, so whoever did it didn't have a clue what they were doing. Generator, we looked at this, we found the turd this morning, if you remember. This slide out works good, 2014, there is rust in there, but there's a little bit more than rust. So as long as I'm going to show you. So for people who like me to find stuff, why, what do I look at? There's things that gives away. When you have to start painting, and I'll bring you in the engine compartment. When you see sprays of paint, if you can see down there, well, you can't see down there, so I should have brought my flashlight, but, well, Laurel can put it on tape anyway. You can see that how much
can
rust
see it
is
pretty
in
well.
there into that hole. Every junction here, this one, this one, this one, all have rust in it. So wherever that unit was driving, listen, it's just an observation. I'm not condemning the unit. The owner has to know, and that's what's going to happen. He's going to see this and be the judge and say, I'll fix this, or whatever it's going to be. So that's fine. Here, I got a big problem with the electrical. You can hear it right now. I mean, you want me to put my mic by it? So that's, the transfer switch has a problem, definitely, because at the pedestal, I got 120 volts, like I did at lunchtime. And I did it on the generator. Generator's perfect, 120 volt on both legs. I plugged this back into this. Oh no, we're back to 113 on each one of them. So there is definitely a problem with this transfer switch. So this guy, see, I can see the toy player guy that wants to buy new things. So he bought those lithium, beautiful Battle-Born, nicest freaking battery in my book. But so, see, that's where I was saying on the other side, I should have showed you on the other side, but there's paint. Let me try to give you light here. There's two hoses right here, okay? You see those two hoses? These hoses used to have something on it. So that was probably a transmission radiator, I would guess. That's my guess. But you see also how dirty the engine is. That's what I'm talking about, people. It's maintenance. People who don't take care of their unit, it actually gives you a good idea of how they maintain the rest of the unit. So that is typical. And I've got another problem that I'm not there to fix. Where's the water? Here. So I got water dripping out of my water inlet. Water pump's on, let's put it off. It's not gonna change nothing. So the backflow valve is not working as intended. Oh, but you're fine. You pick up your camper Saturday afternoon. They did the PDI in an hour, and this was all taken care of within 20 minutes. We've been 7 hours here to find all those. Yes, we did. Yes, we put a lot of fluff around it too. We look at everything that you wouldn't do, but that's the reason why you hire an inspector. So here we are with Ted and Kathy.
We never get to meet our customers. It's rare, but
So
here
we
we are
had-
in their unit.
We had to do this. So I'm going to ask you a question, guys. One question, both of you.
Sure.
What was the advantage of having an inspection in your case? What happened?
Well, we were able to use your report to give the dealer a list, and the dealer actually addressed more than what we asked them to off of the list before we picked up our used 2014 Discovery 40G. So, for example, we had some things on the list that we just figured we would do as DIY, but because they saw them on the list, they went ahead and fixed them for us. And Laurel picked up on an issue with the washing machine, which we would not have picked up. We flew down and looked at this coach ourselves, and we didn't pick up on that, but Laurel picked up on that, and they replaced our washing machine with a brand new Splendide washer. So instead of a 9-year-old Whirlpool with a weird interface that sometimes doesn't start for people, and lots of people have stories about, we got a brand new one.
So how do you think you saved, you can figure you saved your money's worth of having an inspector?
Oh, by far.
Easily.
More than
Yeah.
There you
double.
go.
More than double, yeah,
And-
because what we got off, what we got the dealer to do to come towards us on the deal was worth more than twice what we paid Pierre and Laurel.
There you go. So show us what happened though. You did something else in your camper, and I know that was the purpose of us
Yep.
coming here. You guys show us what you have
the
and
hard
what you
work.
changed.
So we understand that Kathy works from home. So changing this RV, which had bunks, into
Into an office.
It's an
So
office.
Ted already worked his ass off to give her an office already. Show
We
us
did,
that.
yeah.
What
We
is it
both
like?
work from home, and so we
Yeah, we
were on the hunt for a long time for this specific floor plan with the bunkhouse, because we wanted to be able to take the bunks out and turn this into an office space. We needed to have a motorhome that would allow both of us to be working at the same time in different spaces in the motorhome, so that we could spend more of the next few years of our career on the road working remotely. But we had to be able to do it in separate spaces so that we wouldn't cause noise pollution for each other, because we're both on conference calls all day.
So Ted, How many days have you been here, and what have you done?
We've been in the coach for 4 days.
Picked it up Tuesday, today's Saturday.
So 4 days, and 2 days ago, we spent the morning taking the bunk out and planning this out. We already had a table that's a temporary desk, but we've got everything set up. It was fun getting the coach out, getting the bunk out of the coach, because it was tied in with about 30 screws into the walls and into the cabinets. But once that was out, we were able to set up very quickly. And I already had in our old coach a whole internet setup, and I was able to install that back in the rear closet. And so everything's up. This is actually really the way that we'll work when we're on the road already.
There we go. So, again, come up here, man. I'll say this again. It has nothing to do with the destination.
It's all about the journey.